switch. I just. Okay, we can move around.
I always thought that vice president sat next to the That's what you said. And the secretary?
We can switch. I don't know.
Do you want to sit here? Because I can go down to the end.
Oh, that's the,
Okay.
this is the president and vice president. I guess it's just when it I
Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Are you guys, IT, are you guys all set? Yes,
10 seconds.
10 seconds, okay. Another family photo? Girl.
I feel like you judge.
I feel very, like, strange because I have the same one all the time.
Oh, these are all the MOUs.
I'm waiting on him because he said he had a. You good? Okay. Are you good? Hello, everyone. I am excited to welcome you to our first regular open session meeting of this school year, 26-27. Hard to believe. I would like to call our meeting to order for the Normandy Schools Collaborative School Board and like to welcome all of you. Thank you for coming. First thing we'd like to do is to establish a quorum, and I'll look to our secretary to do that for us. Thank you.
President Milton Roberts,
Yes, present.
Vice President Jefferson,
Here.
Secretary Pritchett,
Present.
Director Taylor,
Yes.
Director Elder,
Present.
Director Davis Day. Present. We have a quorum.
Thank you. Okay, our next thing is everyone will join us, please. We'd like to all stand and do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay. Now that we've completed the Pledge of Allegiance, I'd like to get a motion to approve the agenda, and we can start over to the right here.
We got to get the motion first.
Oh, I'd like to get the motion, thank you.
So move. Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded, excuse me, excuse me, that we approve the agenda as written. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed?
Aye. You want me to do a roll call on that?
Go ahead and do a roll call.
President Milton Roberts,
Yes.
Vice President Jefferson,
Yes.
Secretary Pritchett,
Yes.
Director Taylor,
No.
Director Elder,
Yes.
Director Davis Day. No.
Okay. All right.
Agenda is approved.
Okay, thank you. With that, we'll go to the next item, which is to read the Normandy Schools Collaborative Values. I'm not sure that they're written on your agenda, so I will go ahead and speak to those. Our values, very simply, are excellence, dignity, collaboration, tenacity, and care. All things that we want to make sure that we are instilling in our students. With that, we're going to go to the next item, which is public comments. And, sir, if you would come forward and give the instruction.
Good evening, Madam President, members of the board, superintendent, ladies and gentlemen. We'd like to thank you for attending tonight's Normandy Schools Collaborative Board of Education meeting. But before we begin, we will review the importance of conducting a productive and orderly meeting. For those community members in attendance who have signed up for public comments, please come to the podium when the board president calls your name. Out of respect for everyone in attendance, yelling, foul language, props, visuals, and addressing the audience are not permitted. Public speakers may not identify staff or students by name. In addition, audience members are not allowed to speak, yell, or cause any disruption during public comments. This ensures the Board of Education is able to listen and transition to the next speaker. The remainder of the meeting is designated for the board to work with the superintendent and staff to conduct the work as outlined in the agenda. Patrons who stay in attendance for the remainder of the meeting after public comments do so in an observatory role. Please note, those who disrupt the meeting in any capacity will be asked to leave and may lose the opportunity to attend future meetings. We want to thank you again for attending, and we will now proceed with the agenda.
How come I can never get that on? Okay, I just have one speaker card. Is there a Dr. Mark Anthony Foote, I believe? Yes, sir. Please come to the front.
Good morning, and thank you all for hearing me. My name is Dr. Mark Anthony Foote. I used to be a substitute teacher here in the district, and I am today here. I know I'm not entitled to a job. No one is entitled to their jobs, but I am here to ask you to reconsider my application, the contract that was offered to me before. Years ago in 2001, someone in Kirksville, Missouri, a very small rural town, accused me of doing something that I did not do. That was in 2001, and that case has been dismissed.
Sir, we can't really talk about a personnel issue in that manner.
Yeah.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yes, ma'am.
Could you reach out to our Human Resources Director and chat with her? And then that way, then it will be elevated in the appropriate way. I don't want to, have your personal business, if you will, as part of our board meeting record.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
okay.
I have taken those steps before, so if you're suggesting
Okay.
that I follow up
Was-
again.
Was that recently that you
Yes,
did?
ma'am.
Okay.
As of June, say early July, I have been doing my due diligence on the part. So
Okay.
I have tried to speak to Human Resources. I've tried to speak to security. I've made every phone call.
Okay.
So now I thought I took every step that I needed to take to
Well,
properly.
let us get you to the right person, okay? And that way then we can make sure that whatever conversation needs to happen happens, but I don't want you to, have to share your personal,
Well-
information on our meeting, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So I really appreciate that. Thank you for coming forward.
All
okay?
right.
And I'll make sure that someone speaks with you, okay?
Thank you.
All right.
Can he leave his contact?
That's what I was getting ready to say.
Dr.
Is it
Foote?
possible, Norm, that you could grab his information? Okay, thank you. Thank you. That way we'll make sure, sir, he's going to give you. Okay, no, he's going to give you a card, and that way then we'll be able to get back in contact with you, okay? Thank you so much for coming forward, okay? I think this is the only comment card that I have, so I don't think I have anything else from the community. So with that, I think we're going to go ahead and go into number 5, which is recognition, and I believe we do have something from recognition. So, Mr. Trahan, if you'd come forward. Thank you.
Good evening, Board President Milton Roberts, Superintendent Harris. We are inviting Principal Dwayne West up front. We want to recognize Principal West because Bell Nor Elementary has earned distinguished recognition by the St. Louis University's Policy Research and Missouri Education Center, or the Prime Center, for the school's outstanding gains in mathematics and English language arts on state assessments for the 2025-2026 school year. This recognition is based on data from the Missouri Assessment Program, or MAP, which measures academic progress across key subject areas. The results highlight Bell Nor Elementary's remarkable success in advancing student outcomes, particularly among students from high poverty backgrounds. As a part of Normandy Schools Collaborative, Bell Nor Elementary exemplifies the district's ongoing commitment to overcoming challenges and ensuring equitable academic growth for all players. The Prime Center is a nonpartisan research institute within SLU's School of Education and provides data-driven insight into educational progress across Missouri. So we want to congratulate Principal West.
job, Dr. Wicks.
Oh, please.
I think so.
We'll invite the donor.
Right.
Go Bulldogs!
I'd also like to recognize Mr. West for one more thing that he's not sure that, doesn't know that I'm going to do, and that is, not only does he inspire and develop our children, but he inspires and develops the educators within his building. And as a result of that, okay, he's got some fantastic people that work there, and I'm going to call out one that's sitting right here that he just got promoted to one of our principals at Washington Elementary. Okay? Miss Buchanan, okay? So he's, you know, his building is the whole package. He's working with the kids, he's working with the support staff, the families, and also the educators. And if you ever get an opportunity to drop by that school, he sets the tone when you walk in. There's music, there's videos, there's, you know, so much. But the thing that and I'm just going to say this, I'm sharing a secret, I'm sorry. The thing that I remember the most is I came to visit his school one evening when he had an event. And he turned around, there were kids everywhere, people coming in, and he just was beaming. And all of a sudden he said, "I love my job." And so that's the energy that you get every time you go to Belnora. So we appreciate all that you do, and thank you so much for pouring into those children as well as the adults the way that you do. So thank you. Okay. I have one other bit of recognition that's not on the list, so Mr. Trahan's going to get mad at me. But I just want to have everybody give themselves a round of applause. We had a successful backpack event this past weekend, and it was all hands on deck, okay? Board members were there, just everybody. I mean, all the cabinet was there. Normandy Police were there helping out. Community Impact Network, Beyond Housing, all of our, you know, support teams and so forth that come into our building, you know, all that. She's telling me I have to wait till board comments, but I can't, okay. I just want to make sure that I let you guys know that you're really appreciated. So thank you very much, and I wanted to recognize you in that moment, okay? All right, so with that, we're going to go on to the next item, and so I'm going to turn the mic over to our superintendent, Dr. Cheryl Harris.
Finance.
What? Okay.
Finance.
Okay, thank you. And we're going to start out of her report with finance. So we're going to have you come forward, Ms. Draper. Thank you.
Good evening, Madam President, Milton Roberts, Interim Superintendent Harris, Normandy Schools Collaborative Community. I will be presenting to you tonight the June 2026 year-to-date financial report. In this presentation, you will be given an overview of the district's financial activity as of June 30th, 2026. Our year-to-date revenue ended at $59.27 million, and our expenses ended at $70.83 million. In the next few slides, we will go into a little bit more detail behind these numbers. In fiscal year 2026, we had a working revenue budget of $68.77 million. The district received $59.27 million, which is 86.2% of what we budgeted. While several local revenue sources and prior year tax collections have exceeded budget expectations, some state and federal funding sources have been excluded from the budget allocation altogether, and some funds have not yet been fully received. which is typically our grants that we get reimbursed for. This chart shows a breakdown of our revenue by category, in which we've received 49% from local, which represents our largest revenue source, 30% from state, which is our basic formula and classroom trust funds, 20% from federal, which is our title funds, and those funds are reimbursed after they are spent, and then 1% from the county. As for our expenses, they ended the fiscal year totaling $70.83 million, which is slightly over our working budget, which was $69.63 million. The slight overage primarily reflects timing differences in payroll, purchase services, supplies, and other operational costs as we get to the end of the school year. Here is a representation of the fiscal year 26 expense breakdown by category. As you can see, salaries and benefits make up 55% of the district's expenses. Purchase services makes up 17%, which is our contracted and professional services that we utilize. Supplies, which represents 6% of our expenses. Capital, representing 11%, and our debt and principal and interest represents 12% of our expenses. Overall, the district is reporting a year-to-date operational deficit of approximately $11.56 million. This variance is largely attributed to revenue budget discrepancies and the timing between when expenditures are incurred and reimbursements are recognized. So I want to present 3 goals that I believe will place Normandy Schools Collaborative in a stronger financial position by this time next year. These goals focus on both controlling expenditures and improving the timing of revenue reimbursements. Goal number 1, which is improving the timing of reimbursements. Submitting reimbursements on a quarterly basis, reconciling grant expenditures monthly, and developing a reimbursement tracking system will help reduce outstanding reimbursements and secure a more regular cash flow. As for goal number 2, which is strengthening budget monitoring and controls, we've already started this work with our administrators in establishing a monthly budget accountability plan. Every month, administrators are required to review their budgets and any transactions that are taking place during the month. They will sign off on that if it is correct, or they will identify those transactions that need correction, and we will work together to get those corrected. And also submitting quarterly budget amendments to align budgets with actual operational needs. And goal 3, which is to establish long-range financial planning and cash flow management. By creating a 12-month cash flow forecast, we will update this on a monthly basis, establishing a target reserve level and prioritizing one-time expenditures for one-time funding will improve the district's financial stability. Moving forward, we want to focus on strengthening expenditure controls, accelerating reimbursements, and improving cash flow forecasting. As a district, we want to be responsible stewards of public funds and ensure that financial resources are available to support our strategic priorities. Are there any questions?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you for your presentation.
I just have two questions. The first one is, do you currently know the fund balance percent for the district?
I am working on the preliminary fund balance on the ASBR for the district. That is due on the 15th, and so I will have that preliminary number for you by the end of the week.
Okay. And then my second question is, are we able to get a copy of the slideshow that you just presented? Because I didn't see it in, but I wanted to just look at it. I'm one of those people.
Of course.
Thank you.
Hi, thank you for your presentation. Just a question, I know one of our neighboring districts was able to determine what the shortfall will be from the state not fully funding the formula. Do you have any idea how many millions we are going to be short from that?
Not at this time, but I can work on that for you.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else at that end? Okay. Can I ask one additional question? So in addition to what you were saying, also, weren't there some changes or challenges with the monies that were being distributed for supporting the food service functions that we have in our schools? If I'm wrong, that's fine, but I just want to make sure that we have everything that we need to make sure the children have their breakfasts and their lunches the way they should. So just, to let us know if there's anything that's not going to be funded that normally is.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay? All right. Chair recognizes Deanna.
Good evening. Thank you for your presentation. So no, I don't believe we received that document, so, which would be a reason why there aren't as many questions. I remember last month or the month before, and you said that we were at a surplus, or we should be saving about 8 million, right?
That was on the budget. So what I presented today are actuals. That was according to the budget for the 26-27 school year.
Okay. And so we're no longer at a surplus, we're at a deficit. So it's not minus the 8 million. So we're at 3, 8, 9, 10, 11, 3. It's literally $11 million that you're predicting is our deficit.
No.
Okay?
So you have to look at them as two separate things.
Okay.
So we're looking at actuals, and then we're also looking at budget.
Okay.
So as we go throughout the year, we will see how our actuals are progressing, and then we can assess at that time.
So you don't have I'm trying to see how this 8 surplus fits into this 11 deficit.
So I would say it fits as we predict our spending for the 26-27 school year. It will offset the deficit because that was at 11 and our surplus is at 8. So we're predicting a deficit of 3 million based on how we ended 25-26.
Yeah, okay, so that's exactly what I asked. Okay, thank you.
I have a question.
Sorry about that.
President, I have a question. Good evening. I know most of us, we did not receive the slide, so that's, as they say, that's one reason we have questions. We were accustomed to the information being presented to us in a different manner. So my question is, what is our operating fund balance as of today?
I will work on that for you.
I'd like to have that information because that's one thing that I've been following for the past year. What is our operating fund balance? What are we projected to have? Because it gives us a better overview. And I guess I'm kind of concerned too because 2 months ago we were at a positive and now it looks like we're at a deficit or minus. So there are lots of questions that that need to be answered. Thank you.
Okay. I just wanted to say thank you for your presentation, and also, one of the things that I think will be helpful, and Director Taylor kind of mentioned it, I think we've looked at stuff in kind of a different way, so we may want to get together, and this may help everyone, and just kind of make sure that we're getting the information in the format that will allow them to see everything they want to to see. I think I also would have that on the check register, a way to, skinny that down a little bit for you so that we can really understand what's in that check register. So if there's some, some best practices and things like that. And I want to also say thank you for looking for all these best practices and so forth, because I can see that you're doing a deep dive and trying to figure out, what are the things that we need to do to really control our spending. So, yeah. Yes. Oh, hang on. Director Edwards, you recognize.
Hello, Ms. Draper. Is it Dr. Draper or just Ms.
No,
Draper?
just me.
So, to our board president's point, we are used to receiving the information a certain way. And so I think we are looking to schedule a board retreat. And in that, we would appreciate if you can come and give us a presentation so we can get more familiar on how you bring the presentations forward.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? Anything? Okay. Thank you very much. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to you. Dr. Harris is going to come to the podium.
Good evening, everyone. To our board president, remaining board members, our community staff. Today, I'd like to do a presentation on our Back to Readiness, as it is time for school to begin, and we are looking to make sure our buildings are ready for students to come in and learn. Okay. I'm sorry, we're having a few technical difficulties. Give us a few minutes to get this together here. As a part of, while we're doing that, as a part of building readiness or school readiness, I have been visiting each of the buildings and meeting with the different departments. Thank you. So we've been meeting as a cabinet and discussing our Back to Readiness, making sure that things are in place. The first thing I want to review are staffing readiness. We have all of our administrator positions filled. The assignments have been complete. Our staff are hired for the administrative positions, and so that is exciting for us. Going into teacher vacancies. Right now, we have 10 teacher vacancies. We recently had a staff member retire as of this week, and so that added to our teacher vacancies. So we have 10 teacher vacancies, 1 social worker vacancy, which I believe they are in the process of doing the interviewing for that. We have 2 literacy coaches, a math coach, a student interventionist position available. We have 5 bus driver positions, but let me say, well, I'll give you more information on our bus drivers as I get to the transportation side. We have 1 bus monitor opening, we have 2 maintenance openings, and 1 walking counselor opening. When it comes to enrollment, our enrollment has had a steady increase. At this time, we have 1,842 students who have already registered. We are anticipating our number to go up to somewhere around 2,500. We tend to have some parents who need more support with registering, and they tend to come on that first day of school. They may have thought they completed their enrollment and registration and may not have done just that. And so we'll have a lot of parents who are doing some enrolling during that time. In the meantime, we are sending out daily reminders about enrollment. We've got a newsletter going out. We're putting it in social media, and we are doing robocalls to remind students and families that enrollment is occurring. So we are constantly providing information to families about enrollment. And we have our secretaries, our administrative staff. They are definitely making those phone calls to get parents up and to get them to finish the enrollment status for their children. Facilities and safety. Mr. Nelson, our Director of Facilities, has done multiple walkthroughs of our buildings. And so with that said, I've done some as well because we do have a couple of concerns. We have 3 buildings that are needing some repairs and some work. ELC, Jefferson has 1 classroom that we are working on. And I know there are some things that we're looking at Lucas Crossing. But when it comes to building cleanliness and readiness, we are ready for students to come in. You'll see if you go and visit some of the buildings, teachers are there getting their rooms ready, putting bulletin boards up. And so we are well on the way to being prepared for our students. Safety and security have done their walkthroughs. They've made sure that the schools have turned in their emergency response and evacuation procedures. They are reviewing those procedures with staff. And I know that we talked about, I know the board has raised a question regarding having our exit signs and doors numbered. And we have gotten a quote on that. And so we are still working through that process. We have been meeting with, and I believe our Director of Security, Norm Campbell, has worked with NDOCS. Thank you. He's been working with NDOCS, and so at this time we are getting them our building maps, and that's how they assess us on the cost that it would be to complete those steps to finish that process. But the buildings are ready. Safety procedures and evacuation plans are in place, and we're just waiting on the students. Transportation. Transportation is working hard. They kind of got a late start. We had some challenges there, but we are moving forward. We have our routes already established. We have 13 routes, and at this time we have 15 bus drivers. We generally try to hire 19 to 20 bus drivers, and that's so that we have those drivers for our evening activities, field trips. We sometimes have some drivers who may be sick, and so we like to have that surplus of drivers so that we have someone to transport our students back and forth to school and to our evening programs. And so while we may be hiring 5 additional drivers, we at this time have enough bus drivers for all of our routes. We are still in the process of registering students, so the bus route communications have not been sent home with parents, but they are ready to go out on Friday. Once we get that last count, they'll send them out to those 1,800 who've already registered, and then as more students enroll, they'll get those out. But the projected date for those communications with parents is to go out this Friday, the 14th. Some of you may have seen our electric buses on the road. Our drivers have been practicing. We have a couple electric buses that they are driving to get used to using them. Our electric buses are set up to service for up to 80 miles. And so we'll be using those for our daily routes back and forth, transporting our students from home to school and school to home. But in terms of our after-school activities, we will maintain our diesel buses. And so we'll have those buses on hand as well. The electric buses are due on August 24th. So we may not see them going out that first week of school, but they will be on hand. Our electric stations are set up, and so we are ready for them once they arrive. We have been meeting weekly with the Strategic Advisory Committee. And so we are working hard to complete our strategic plan. We have established our strategic priorities, which are student performance, a positive and joyful learning environment, professional growth, and fiscal responsibility. And so we are putting those action steps in writing and finalizing some of those things. So we are doing a wonderful job getting ready with our strategic plan as well. Some of our key accomplishments that we have done over the summer as we are getting ready for back to school, working on that strategic plan. Our athletic department has established a cashless pay system for our games and concession stands. We have online streaming for our home and away games for a small fee. And we've been successfully aligning staffing with district needs to reduce our operational cost. That is one of the ways that we are helping control our fiscal spending and lower those costs. We're strengthening our fiscal responsibilities through controlled spending. And so we've cut some budgets and reduced some spending in areas we found were not needed. We're focused on our instructional coach model. In terms of our student-centered coaching, we have assigned our student interventionists and our instructional coaches to our building principals. They are on hand. They've been assigned to specific buildings. This allows the coaches and the reading and math specialists to hone in on those teachers and students who need that direct support and consistent assistance. And so by housing them in the buildings, specific buildings that is, they get to have that consistency with working with the same group of students and the same teachers. Those teachers can get that ongoing support on hand. And it's another way to support those teachers with the data analysis so that we're making data-driven decisions regularly to adjust lesson plans, to adjust instructional delivery and all those wonderful things. And so we are really excited about that. Our next steps before the first day of school for our back-to-school readiness, we are continuing our professional development. We have some days this week and next week where our staff are working and receiving professional development. We have a couple of classroom readiness days where we are making sure our teachers are in their classrooms, getting their bulletin boards ready, getting student desks ready, and so that's going on. We have our convocation, which will be this Friday, and we are excited that we are going back to Viking Hall for our convocation. For years, we had convocation in Viking Hall, and so it's an honor to be able to go back to our high school and bring that sense of home. And so this Friday, convocation is going to be at Viking Hall. Next week, we have our open house where our families get to meet the teachers, our students get to meet their teachers and the staff. And then on Friday, August 21st, the cabinet and I will be doing our, excuse me, we're going to do our final facility walkthrough to make sure rooms are ready. We'll be looking to make sure all our bulletin boards are ready, the buildings are spotless, our restrooms are ready, any repairs, small or big, are complete. By then, we should have Jefferson, EOC, and Lucas Crossing 100% ready. And so we'll be going through the buildings, making sure that those walkthroughs are ready, those buildings are ready. Are there, before I go to questions, I do want to do a success video. You want to go ahead and play that? I know that our president mentioned that we had our wonderful back to school supply annual event Beyond the Backpack, and it was absolutely wonderful. And so I'd like to highlight how the news media came out and visited, and they saw all the wonderful partnerships that we had. There were over 50 partners with us, supporting us. And so we'd like to just show you a quick clipping of what occurred at our back to school event.
Group helping kids get ready for a new school year, providing school supplies and health checkups. Normandy Middle School, along with several other organizations, gathered outside the middle school to host Beyond the Backpack. Students received free backpacks filled with school supplies, along with free health exams, vision tests, and immunizations. There's also haircuts, food, and places for families to meet school staff.
We want every school and every student on every day ready with it for any opportunity we have. And so if we provide them those resources, then there's no barrier that's preventing them from being successful at school.
The school superintendent says the event was open to all students from all schools, not just students in their own system. They serve several thousand students throughout the 4-hour-long event today.
I want you to know that we passed out over 2,000 pair of shoes on Saturday. So we were excited. Are there any questions for me? Director Davis?
Your mic's not on.
Director Davis, Day, you have questions.
Thank you. Good morning. Good evening. This slide we also didn't receive, right?
Oh, no, it was on. It was up.
Okay, I don't remember seeing it. I do have some questions though. So can you give us the projected enrollment number?
Yes, we were projected to have 2,500.
2,500. So is this the number of parents who have started the process already? How many do you actually do we have enrolled?
As of today, we have 1,843 students enrolled.
Okay. And so the rest of them, have they started the process or?
We have some that have started the process. I can't give you the exact number, but I can get it for you.
Where did you get the additional students from?
We base it on our enrollment from last year. Generally, the students come back, many of them do. We look at the students who we know are living in the area. A large portion of our students we have over 600 families that are considered a part of our McKinney-Vento homeless students. And so they generally come back, and it's a little bit of a different process getting them back enrolled. So we do have a large portion of them that are still in the process of bringing their paperwork in and getting re-enrolled.
Okay, thank you. I have another question. So back in, I believe it was maybe April before you were the superintendent, the board voted to approve the Early Learning Center pipeline. I'd like to know an update for where we are in that process.
I don't believe that plan was actually approved.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, I believe it was.
I wasn't a part of that, so I can get you an update. I can meet again with the early childhood director and those two principals, but from my understanding, they were still in the planning process. In order to pull a plan of that nature across, there has to be some serious planning. And I think last year they did a lot of writing and not quite completed the planning. So I think they were still doing a lot of planning on that. But I can get back with you. I can meet with them and get an update for you.
Okay. I'm sorry. So I would also like to commend you for moving the coaches to the building level. I greatly appreciate that.
Thank you, Director Davis.
You have a good one.
I have a question. Good evening. Thank you for the presentation. And according to my notes, on May the 25th, I believe, we did approve that plan. We did approve it. I have it in my notes.
Okay.
So if you like, I can bring you that information. I just wanted to ask about you mentioned about the electric buses. Do you have all like a percentage of what it's going to cost as far as the utility, electric usage versus what we were paying for the buses? I don't know if you remember, I think maybe 2 meetings ago, maybe 3 meetings ago, I had asked Carlton Brooks about the amount of money that was on the check listing, because I believe it was something like $11,000. His comment was that was for gas, tires, and those kind of things. So what difference are we going to be looking at as far as what we were paying for regular gas versus what we're going to pay for the electric usage?
Director Taylor, I don't have that information, but I can meet with our Director of Operations, Ms. Days. She is over our food service and transportation, and I'll also meet with our CFO, Ms. Draper, and we can get that information for you.
Okay, because I know when we approved that several years ago, that was one of the questions, what was it going to cost us? And we never actually received an amount of what it would cost. And so that's something that we have to look at, because if we're concerned about our finances and the state of our district financially, that's one of the things that we have to consider also. I did want to also make mention about the enrollment process. And I did mention this because I myself, I'm a little bit older. I don't know all of the new techie stuff like some of you all may. And so I had an issue with enrollment. And there was actually the uploading of the information. So I actually had to go up to the high school, and I got some assistance. I know that there are robocalls every day, emails and phone calls, text messages. Every day, even on Sundays, they're calling me saying, get your child enrolled. So if you are pushing the parents to get them enrolled, and some of those parents are having issues, and then they try to go to the school, and I'm not trying to put anybody on Front Street, because I made a comment, I was told, get your granddaughter to upload the information for you. And my answer was, no, I'm going to come up to the school and help you assist me. And even when I got up there, there was a problem with the power school. I was up there for almost 45 minutes just trying to complete the enrollment process. So I'm concerned about people that don't have maybe internet access in their homes. Maybe they may have to go to the library to use a library to try to do it. And then when you call, we need to make sure that we have people available to answer the phone. Because I was told there's one person that's taking those phone calls. Now, I'm just telling you what I heard. And so I think it's important, if we want parents to enroll their students, we need to make it the process a little bit easier for them. I have one more comment. I was going to ask about the projection, but you already answered that one. If I'm not mistaken, when Centegix came and they did the presentation upstairs in the one of the boardrooms, I was almost certain that the exit signs, maybe Chief Campbell may be able to answer that, but I was almost certain that that was supposed to be part of that Centegix. What, we were not paying for them to make sure that there are emergency signs or anything? Because
There's beacons.
just beacons.
Just beacons.
Okay, no emergency signs, okay. Because I remember that, I remember when they did that presentation, and we did accept it because it would have really worked. And then I know it has been a while since you presented. And so that was my concern. So now we have to pay for exit signs. Thank you.
Miss
Taylor.
Director Taylor, I also want to say that I remember you calling me regarding your registration, and I definitely talked to Principal Cobb, and she made sure that you were getting that assistance you need. And I do agree that there are some challenges with some families who are not as tech savvy. And so we are making sure that the administrative assistants that are assigned per building to do the registration are making sure that they're answering those calls and taking the time to support those families. We do have one person for each building. Not just one person, but one person at each building is assigned to take on the registration component, because that other admin assistant is supporting the teachers and the principal with some other things. And so we are definitely making sure. I will also say to the principals, and I'll send an email to principals and to the administrative assistants to make sure that they are answering calls.
Right, because I'm sure this next week, or this week and next week, is going to be a big press.
It will.
It's going to be a big press, and we don't want parents to get discouraged and say, forget it, and then decide that, okay, Normandy is not where I need to be. Thank you.
I definitely agree with you,
Thank you.
Director Taylor.
All right, but we didn't pay for exit signs? Okay.
And I think also, Director Taylor, the signs that we're referencing when are the numbers. When you on the evacuation plan, there's a number, a door number. And so I think we want to make sure that we meet with the OSHA requirements to have those door numbers on the inside of the door and on the outside. So for instance, if there's a fire in a building and they know it's at door 5, we want not only the people inside to know, but the fire department outside to know, to be able to recognize which door is door number 5. And so that's the reason why we want to make sure that it's done properly with the correct procedures.
And can we guarantee that there will be fire drills, tornado drills in the schools? Because with the temperatures and with the weather that we're having, our children need to be prepared, because we don't need that, something to happen and they don't know where to go. They don't know how to get out of the building. And we don't want them to say, well, it's on the wall. Children are not reading the signs. They're reading their cell phones. They're not reading the signs. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Taylor.
Vice President Jefferson?
I was going to say, and thank you for your report, is there some way that, like, looking ahead for next year, we can figure out how to help with the enrollment process? Like, is there a way that we can send something out if they plan to return, that some of their same information from this year can just be transferred over to a new enrollment?
Actually, the Assistant Superintendent for Student Services, Dr. Tony Brooks, and I have already met. We're already putting a game plan in place so that in January we are ready. We're going to be looking at doing some pre-enrollment for our high school students, particularly our 8th graders going into 9th grade. We want them to have their classes. We want our seniors to have first dibs at getting the classes they need. And so we're putting a plan in place to make sure that January, February, we are starting that enrollment process and making some changes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Vice President Jefferson already asked my question, and that was if the information can be carried over. As a parent that has not enrolled yet, we listen and we don't judge.
I knew she was going to say that.
Because I had some issues that I will not state at this moment. I think that being able to carry over the information from the previous year, especially if the children have been in the district longer than
Since preschool.
what she said, since preschool, pre-K3 to be exact. I think that it would be beneficial to have that information changed. Just carried over if there hasn't been any changes. I do want to, she's not here, I don't think. I do want to thank Ms. Gaskin for always being supportive during that process for myself, because I was one of those special cases. So if we could just do that in the coming up school year, that would be great.
And Director Pearson, Ms. Gaskin is actually enrolling her son in college today. So she's
Yes.
away doing enrollment for her son.
Yes.
Otherwise, she would be here.
Yes.
And we have a dynamic plan for enrollment for next year, and we can't wait to roll it out.
I heard you say January, and that's ahead of the time that we've been doing it, so thank you.
Thank you.
We're
We're going to hold you to that.
Yes.
gonna do it. We're
We're
gonna
all
do
making a note right now.
it. We are going to do it.
Okay, all right. And we're going to make sure we tell everybody about our wonderful Early Learning Center so we can fill that up in advance, too.
Oh,
Number
we are
3
already
in the
talking about our
state.
kindergarten
Number 3 in the
roundup
state.
that's going to occur in April.
Okay.
Dr. Payne, you know he's always ready.
Okay.
So we will have our early childhood center packed to capacity, filled to capacity.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you. Did you have any questions?
Dr. Harris, thank you for the presentation. I must say, it's been a joy to hear your report this evening. I am, my heart is full of joy hearing you express the work that you and the team have done collaboratively. I appreciate you. I appreciate the team. I appreciate those new to the team coming in and putting boots on the ground to ensure that we have a successful 26-27 school year. So thank you for the work that you've done.
And Director Elwes, I do want to give a shout out to my team because all of them were in buildings on day one, welcoming teachers, checking on principals, making sure their needs were met. And there were some situations where we had the entire team, the CFO, the chief of schools, HR director, student services, and security. We went to the buildings, walked the building with the head custodian for the building and the principal to check on those concerns that they had. And so we were there and present because we want to let them know that we're here to support them. And when they call, we go and we get on it.
Right. You know what? My colleagues here have done a fantastic job of giving you kudos, but I'm going to give you one more. It definitely has been a joy working with you. It's also been very cool listening to my colleagues ask a question, and I got the privilege of sitting in on a cabinet meeting and knowing that our chief of schools and so forth have already addressed some of the things that we're bringing up as concerns. You guys are already on it. But one of the things that's always been very important to me is that, we be very teacher-centric and very child-centric. And you showed me that so much the other day when you guys were getting ready to go and tour schools. I showed up unannounced, and I'm at the door getting ready to walk in, and she comes out with her phone and says, "I'm sorry, I can't talk to you. I've got to go to a school." And it made me just smile because that's what she should do. I mean, she doesn't need to talk to me. She's got to go take care of what needs to be taken care of. So that, I've been smiling literally ever since that day. So really appreciate that. Thank you very much. And thank you to your team because your team has been working very, very hard. I see them every time I turn around and they're, uncovering new and different things to do. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else? Okay. We're going to go on now to number 7, which is items for discussion and action. We're going to start out with the renewal of the employee benefits contract with Cigna Healthcare, United Healthcare, and Chubb, I guess it is. And I'm not sure who's presenting that. Who's presenting that? Is there anybody presenting that? Is that Dr. Draper presenting that? Okay, all right. So Dr. Draper's coming up, or Ms. Draper. I'm going to make you a doctor before the end of the day. Okay.
I am enrolled in classes.
Okay, good.
It's
That's good to
coming.
know. That's good.
Okay. The renewal information was presented in memo form to the board. And the purpose of the memo was to recommend approval of the renewal of the district's employee benefits contracts with Cigna Healthcare, United Healthcare, and Chubb Life Insurance carriers for the upcoming plan year. The proposed renewals provide meaningful cost savings to the district while maintaining continuity of benefits for employees and their families. This will avoid disruptions, that can occur with changing carriers. This will allow the district to maintain constant service while achieving budgetary efficiencies. The proposed renewal is expected to reduce the district's employee benefit costs compared with alternative options or projected renewal expenses. These savings support the district's commitment to responsible stewardship of public funds while continuing to offer competitive employee benefits. Administration recommends that the Board of Education approve the renewal of the employee benefits contract with Cigna Healthcare, United Healthcare, and Chubb Life for the 26-27 plan year under the terms presented.
Good evening. When going over the renewal of the the employee benefits, were any of the staff members and employees, did they give any response to whether against it, whether with it, any?
So the process kind of took place, they started before I came on board, so.
Correct.
I'm just trying to catch up with that as well.
Okay.
It's a continuation from last year.
Correct. Just in the future, a suggestion would be to get the opinion of staff so that the benefits are continuously beneficial to them.
Absolutely. I believe our plan is to develop a committee, benefits committee in the future.
Thank you.
I have a question. Good evening again. I do. Good evening again. Does Mr. Word have anything to say about this? Do you all back this? Are you all backing this or? Yes, yes, sir. Please.
Yes.
Yeah, I was on, the NEA was part of the committee process, and we did go through the process of going through each of the benefits, and that is with Cigna. We did talk about continuing it for this school year. So based on where we were at the time and our needs as well.
Okay.
So we did meet with Cigna as well. Also with, those were the things, we went to the Cigna office as well.
So you're backing
Correct.
this?
Yes, we did. And I think there was some board meetings in spring, close in the springtime when we did, and I came up and spoke about it, yes. Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, can we get a motion?
I motion that we approve the renewal of the employee benefits contracts.
Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded that we accept the suggestion of the approval of the benefits. Oh, sorry. It's been moved and properly seconded that we accept the proposed employee benefits contract with Cigna Healthcare, United Healthcare, and Chubb as presented by Ms. Draper and also Mr. Word. Can we get a roll call vote on that, please?
Roll call. President Milton Roberts,
Yes.
Vice President Jefferson,
Yes.
Secretary Pearson,
Yes.
Director Taylor,
Yes.
Director Edwards,
Yes.
Director Davis-Dack.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, we're going to move on to item number 7.02, and this one is just for information. There's no action that is required on this one, and I believe Mr. Pitts is here. I see him back there hiding. So we're going to have you come up, and I don't know if, Dr. Brooks, did you need to give any foreword or anything on this? No? Okay, okay. So you're just going to tell us a little bit about your program and what all you do, because there were some questions at our last, or actually the meeting before last, as to all the things that is involved in what Mentors in Motion brings to our schools.
Absolutely. I believe we're showing a video real quick so you
Okay.
guys can see what we did at the high school.
I'm sorry. Please don't, y'all.
Sound.
They feel that they want to sing and rap about something powerful and something motivating, you know, and that moves me, and I'm proud. It keeps my kids my daughter want to go to school, want to go to class, and she excited about this, and she excited about, you know, being able to do it. And it's powerful that it's so many black men. And that's one thing, we want our children to grow up, their father figure. A lot of times they don't have that, and with them being young women, just positive male black figures in their life that's just trying to help them progress into something better and bring out and see what they're worth and their fruit. Man, it makes me happy that my daughter's excited about going to school, because a lot of times she's not like what I gotta deal with going, but this is inspiring her to go there. It's something good, it's something motivating her to keep going.
Hi, my name is Jaden Rayford. I'm 16. I'll go to Normandy High School. I love Mentors in Motion because they helped me accomplish a lot of things. I used to be a fighter. I used to get in trouble a lot. She motivated me a lot to come to school, be happy. I like the Mentors in Motion cosmetology class because they taught me discipline. They helped me improve. I used to be a fighter. I used to be in trouble, and she helped me. Them being in Normandy and them having all these different classes, I feel like it's good for us because everybody wants to do different things. Everybody wants to learn different.
So how would you say Mentors in Motion has impacted your school life? I mean, they definitely made the classes exciting to where I was looking forward to going to their classes. I don't really look forward to a lot of stuff.
That's what I would also say that Mentors in Motion is definitely one of my favorite classes. It helped me with a lot of stuff. Helped me with my leadership skills, teamwork, and being able to talk to people more often.
So we'd like to thank our educators for all the things they helped us with this year. You know? Yeah.
Okay, so just give us a thumbnail about some of the different, I mean, we could see some things, but what is the main objective and, you know,
Absolutely.
what do you
So
do?
2 years ago, I kept seeing Normandy High School on the social media thread in a negative way. Our program is designed to change the narrative of any school that we're a part of. Normandy just so happened to come across the threshold, and I said, I want to be there. I want to change those kids. We have 4 classes going on every day in the high school. Our teachers show up just like your teachers show up. We're supporting in the hallway. We're supporting outside of school. So our staff is actually showing up to prom. They're actually showing up to the families' houses. We meet students where they are. We turn up parent engagement. It's not a kid in our program that's gonna miss, get suspended, or anything of that nature. We have changed the culture of Normandy High School. That's what we do.
Okay. All right. Guess any questions?
No, I have something to say. Thank you for coming to present to us today. I think it's so important that our scholars have that access to express themselves in the different ways that you provide through your program. I was recently had the pleasure to see some students perform in Memphis at the Black African American History Museum, Music Museum down there. And it reminded me, those students performing in that venue reminded me so much of our students here in Normandy. So to ensure that we keep those programs in our schools, to make sure those kids, not just in Normandy, but hopefully you can do more across the state and across the country. I'm speaking that into existence.
Come on.
That our students have that opportunity to express themselves in these different venues so we can get re-familiar with our students as they are growing in our environments today. So thank you for the work that you've done so far in our district, and I look forward to the work that you'll do in the future.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Good evening. Thank you for that presentation. It says that they offer 4 classes daily. How are children able to become a part of this particular program?
So it's student interest based. So working with principals to understand exactly what our program offers, they talk to students about what their interests are. So when the students say they're interested in music, they bring them to us, and we keep them in school. You know, most oftentimes students see or hear about music in a negative way. We bring a positive twist to music, and we have been able to usher your students in front of over 800 students at one time. They did a march. It's called Movement Not Moment, and they became the premier school for that march, where the news actually came to them, meeting them where they are.
I did have an opportunity to see their video. I'm just I guess I'm questioning because I also saw on there where they have hair designs, hairstylists, because I'm sure that's something that my granddaughter would be interested in, but I don't ever remember her coming and saying, hey, they have the Mentors in Motion, and that's something that I'm, interested in. So that's why I asked, how does one qualify for that?
So, any student.
So when
at
school
Normandy
starts
High
at the beginning
School
of the
from
school year,
sophomore
she
to
can
senior year is
inquire about
invited.
it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
There will be a counselor or a principal at the high school that says, this is your class.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry, Deanna had a question.
Good evening. Thank you for being here today.
Absolutely.
I have a few questions. So to piggyback off of Director Taylor's question, did the board receive a document for this presentation?
I believe it was posted on Diligent.
No, it's on Diligent. It just says a price. It's not.
Okay,
It's
I
not
thought the
a.
whole presentation was
It's no
posted.
presentation. Did you give us a presentation?
Absolutely.
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
So we'll check and see what's happening. We've had
Okay.
a couple other ones that fell off as well. So
Okay.
I'm not sure exactly what's happening.
So it's kind of hard to, because at this point, I have to ask you all of my questions instead of going in your document and pulling what information I can. So you said that that students can express interest from sophomore year on to senior year.
Yes, ma'am.
So how many students do you have in the program?
So we had 136 students. That's what we started with. And then because of the interest of the program, they added about 100 more students to our classes.
What you said cosmetology, what other programs do you have?
So cosmetology, we have music production, we have songwriting, we have apparel design. And just as a bonus, we were able to add podcasting and e-gaming.
So this contract, I guess, is what Dr. Brooks explained to us last board meeting, is that it's not an MOU, it's a contract, and it doesn't come through his department. So I've had a lot of questions about how it was adopted. And I'm not 100% sure that you can answer this, or maybe our Dr. Harris can answer. But you said that you've been in the district for 2 years now?
Yes, ma'am.
So you did come in under the former superintendent.
Yes.
Was he on your board then, and is he currently still on your board?
No, that was maybe 8 years ago. It was a long time ago. He has been through multiple school districts, and we were not invited. I didn't even talk to him when I got to the school district.
But he was only our superintendent.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not on my board or anything.
There was another discrepancy in the price. So the contract that was produced later on after we asked for several months, and then there was a contract produced, but the price that we were paying was much more than what was in the contract. Do you know anything about that?
Kind of, sort of. So what happened was, when we first came to the district, they offered us one actual number for the student body that we had at first. That number grew by 100 in maybe our second week in the school district. When that number grew, we had to ask, hey, in order for us to take these kids, not only do we have, we basically work with all students with IEPs, Hispanic students. Any student at Normandy High School have an opportunity to go to our classes. So what we started seeing was students were actually leaving their classes saying, I'm not going to that class, I'm going to Mentors in Motion. That's how that number changed. So the contract changed due to an increased number of students saying, I want to be in that class. Now, I only talked to 2 people about that contract. Okay. That's Dr. Harris and Dr. Nave. Yeah. I didn't talk to anybody else.
So 2 years ago, you talked to 2 people?
Absolutely.
2 years ago, you talked to Dr. Harris?
It started with Dr. Nave, and then it moved on, and I started working with everybody else in the district.
Okay.
So I'm not sure about, how it happened or anything like that. I just submitted a proposal.
Understood.
And that proposal moved forward.
Okay. I have a few more questions. You said other districts. What other districts do you service with this program?
So we started in SLPS. We then moved to...
How long ago were you in SLPS?
Maybe 10 years ago.
Okay.
Something like that. We were at Sumner High School. We're at Live for Life High School. We're at Saturday's program is with all of the private high schools in the area. So we work with middle school students in that program. That's a full day on Saturday. Nice. We also work with Sister Thea Bowman on the east side. So our program travels. So anywhere there's an at-risk issue, we're coming.
Awesome. I have one more question.
I left off of school too, Believe Academy.
I'm sorry?
I left off of school as well. That's Believe Academy.
All right. We do, they're in our building, so they use our water, they use our facilities, our utilities, and you provide a teacher, right? So like I said, the facility is ours, the water, the utilities, everything else is ours. The program is yours, and the teacher is yours.
And the equipment.
And the equipment. Okay. So even for cosmetology, the equipment is yours?
Yes.
Okay.
Because if I'm not mistaken, you had a recording studio that you set up in the high school.
Absolutely.
And,
We have heat press.
Yes.
Every class is equipped.
Oh, yeah, the
for
T-shirt
what
press
they
stuff.
have.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
T-shirt
so
stuff.
the staff T-shirts from the last year's convocation came from our program.
Right, right. Yeah,
Okay. Thank you.
No problem.
okay. Did you have a question, Violet? I thought you had your hand up.
I had a thought. Go ahead.
Okay. Did you have a question? Okay.
So these are students in your district
Yeah.
that's creating art for staff, really changing the culture.
I'm sorry.
I'll come back. Oh, go ahead.
I do have a question on the question that Director Davis, they asked as far as the contract. So when the contract was set up, it was set up for, say, 100 students. Is that what you said?
That is correct.
And because you found that students would prefer to be in your class versus their own classes, they decided to come. And somewhere along the line, the rates began to increase.
Absolutely, based off of the student number.
And in that case, that should have come through the board.
So we don't have any control over that. This is my
Okay.
first time meeting with the board.
Well,
I just proposed a program, we put it in there, and next thing we know, it's students lined up at the door.
And
Would rather
so
go to our class than anyone else's class.
So,
I understand. I understand.
That's why we brought him here today, because we never had a chance to meet him before.
I understand. I'm just trying to get my point across. And so my
Absolutely.
point is, I understand your standpoint. I'm not going against that. What I'm saying is, when the price began to increase, and even though you didn't call it yourself, it was done, but it was done without board approval, and it should have been done. It should have come back to the board and said, hey, we have X number of students have joined this program. They are asking for more money. That was never done. So we're just letting you know.
I absolutely
We're not
understand
pleased.
that.
We're not pleased
Yes.
because, as Director Davis said, we're looking at amount, and we're saying, no, we never agreed to that.
Okay.
Thank you.
right. I think
Thank you
one
for
of the
that
things
update.
that you'll find is that we're trying to make sure we get all the processes right. So I think that's
Absolutely.
where my two directors are.
We are here to work
Yeah.
with accountability. However you need us to work, we're here to do that.
Director Pearson had a question, I believe.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I've had the experience of sitting in a few of the Mentors in Motion classes. The first time hearing of a contract was a few months prior to this meeting today. So that's why there's a lot of questions, a lot of tension. So my question today is, have you negotiated a new contract for the new school year with our current principal and our current superintendent so that the program can continue and be beneficial to our students?
Absolutely. That's been submitted over a month ago.
look at that.
We just been sitting on edge like, you know, we got kids coming to our program over the summer. Are y'all coming back? And I haven't been able to answer that question. So I called Dr. Harris. I'm calling everybody in the district because we know what the kids want. We keep the kids in school.
So
If
our-
one,
so our
if
task
one
is
of
to
your
get it to
priorities
you.
is enrollment,
Right.
that's what we do best. They come for that.
Okay. Well, I just want to make sure that we have that understanding because I think that's where the mishap happened. No one could find a contract. No one could find anything, and the numbers were not adding up at all.
Yeah, so-
and now that you've came with an explanation,
Yes, ma'am.
it makes sense.
And also, like, I want you guys to know that we're talking about $8.97 per kid per day.
How much?
$8.97. That's less than $9.
Can I ask a question?
Yes,
Because I
ma'am.
also see you, I see you everywhere I go, but I saw you also helping with the Normandy's Career Fair and, you know, having a big part in that.
Absolutely.
And so, is that a part of the Mentors in Motion, or is that
It's
just
not.
it's just something additional
That's
that you're
just
doing?
something I do.
Okay, okay. Because
Something
I saw
do
you there doing a
every
lot of
day.
work there
So
too.
you're gonna see me at career fairs because this is my thing. I believe students need access before they graduate. Once they leave Normandy, who knows what they're gonna do? So I'm up here every week, if I can be, and I'm providing them with access to different workforce companies that they can go to.
Okay, okay. So we need to make a commitment to you that we will, A, take a look at that contract and proposal and get it back on the agenda so we can do whatever it is that the board's desire is to do with that contract and do that post haste, it sounds like.
I have a question.
Oh, go ahead.
Thank you. Does the contract break down price points?
Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you.
So each contract that we do, even the contract when the students, when that number increased, I submitted a revision proposal. Now, what those proposals are, I have no clue, but I know I did it.
Okay.
I'm not gonna, listen.
That's where
Listen.
Yeah.
That's where the mishap. That's where the mishap happened.
I'm not gonna move over.
Right.
It's not like I can come just
Right.
take the money.
Well, and
Okay?
that's why we appreciate you coming in front of us today
Absolutely.
and sharing with us a little bit about the cool stuff that you guys do and so
Absolutely.
forth. So we look forward to working with you.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Let's see. The next thing we have is, I think, just a point of information, and that is that we've gotten some lawn contracts in. I'm sorry, not lawn, but landscape bids in, and I think they're still being reviewed. Is that correct? That they're still going through that process? Okay.
That is correct.
So there's nothing, is there nothing really to present there? Okay. And then we have August board work session on here, and I think that's just a point of information that we are working to update our calendar so that we have our work sessions and all of the different types of meetings that we have on that schedule, so that can be visible. With that, we can go on to number 8, which is items for consent. And in items for consent, we have our meeting minutes, we have our personnel report, and we have our check listings. Can I get a motion for the approval of the consent agenda?
So move. Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded that we proceed with the vote on the consent agenda. Let's see. All those in favor, do we have to do it as a roll call or no? We have to do a roll call. Okay, we'll do it as a roll call. All right, I'm going to turn it over to you to do the roll call.
President Milton Roberts,
Yes.
Vice President Jefferson,
Yes.
Secretary Pearson,
Yes.
Director Taylor.
Is it too late? Yeah.
Director Taylor.
No.
Director Edwards,
Yes.
Director Davis Day. No. Motion passed.
Okay, thank you. Okay, the last thing that we have is, well, second to last thing, item number 9, which is Joint Executive Governing Board announcements and comments. And I'm going to start down at the left-hand side because I tend to lean to the right, so I'm going to start with you, Deanna. No, I'm going to start with you because I always come to you last. I'll let you guys go and then I'll let Violet go.
I have no comment.
Okay, how about you? Okay, go ahead.
Just want to thank everyone for coming. Like I said, I know that everybody's time is valuable, so we appreciate you coming to our meetings.
Okay. I guess we'll go down to this end.
Oh, me or her?
Either one of you.
Oh, no comment.
Okay.
I got comments. How y'all doing? Good morning. I mean, good evening. I did have the pleasure of attending Beyond the Backpack and to see the families lined up down National Bridge to receive resources. Really says that they did a great job. So great job, Normandy Schools Collaborative, Community Impact Network, Beyond Housing. 8 days until school starts, August 24th. We want to make sure that our students are prepared more than uniforms and clothes and school supplies. We want to make sure that they're okay mentally. Let's not do any yelling when we wake them up in the morning. Let's make sure that they have a smooth day. August 21st, North County Co-op is having a pancake fundraiser at the high school from 6 to 8 p.m. They are accepting $20 donations. It is a good time, and the food is actually good because if you know firefighters, they make food. So anyway, yeah. I do want to acknowledge, I had 3 previous educators in the room. Mr. Word left, but I do want to acknowledge Dr. Shantae Smith. She was my 8th grade teacher at Normandy Middle School. one of her famous quotes was, "Excuses are monuments that lead to nowhere." And 8th grade was so many lovely years ago. There's Mr. Word. How you doing, Mr. Word? I'll tell a story about Mr. Word later, or I'll let him tell it. But anyway, again, excuses are a monument that leads to nowhere. That has stuck with me since 8th grade. I've been out of school a very long time. And now as an adult, it says to me that we can't make excuses. We have to hold ourselves accountable, especially if we're going to hold others accountable. We can't point fingers. We can't place the blame. We have to hold ourselves accountable in all truth and all ethnicity. So thank you again for your service. Dr. Smith, I appreciate you. Thank you all for staying, and good night.
Good evening. Thank you for being here. I'd like to, as usual, thank the parents that send their kids to our school district to learn, the staff that shows up daily, and our administrators who do a phenomenal job. Thank you. I would also like to encourage parents, staff, alumni to utilize our checks and balances systems to make sure that you're being heard and make sure that our children are getting the support services that they need. I would also like to make a comment that my hope is that this board is transparent, that this community is transparent and accountable to the children that we service, the community that we service. Last board meeting, there were no comments at the end. That seemed odd, as the entire time that I've been on this board, there's been comments. Again, I would like to encourage our community to encourage transparency from this board and our community. Thank you, and you all have a great evening.
I have one quick announcement. We have a community member, Dr. Keisha Whitley. She is sponsoring a back-to-school bash in case there are some children or community members who were not able to make our Beyond the Backpack event. There's another back-to-school bash being presented by a community member, Dr. Keisha Whitley. It's going to be at Hillsdale City Hall this Saturday, August 15th, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So it's in our community at Hillsdale City Hall. It will be from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They're going to have bounce houses, free food and refreshments, fun and activities, face painting. They've got a DJ. Got some great things planned. So back to school bash, Saturday, August 15th, Hillsdale City Hall.
Would you also like to update the community on the meeting that's happening at the high school?
Sure. There is also a town hall meeting being sponsored by the task force. They're coming to our community to give more information on the task force, the regional task force. I believe they've already presented in Riverview Garden School District community and in the Hazelwood community. I believe they're going to all of the communities. So this week is the community for Normandy. So it's going to be at our high school at 6 to 7:30 p.m. The task force regional committee is presenting on their task force. We'd love to have Normandy community members come out, learn about the task force, and be present.
I guess I'll go last, and I want to say thank you to everybody for staying as well. Thank you to all of the folks that put together all the information that was shared with us this evening. We really appreciate that. Really appreciate all the hard work. It's very visible that everybody has jumped in with both feet and are really trying to make things better every single day for staff members, family members, children, and so forth. I'm looking forward to a very bountiful year. I think that I see enough smiles and energy to get us over the finish line, and so I want to keep that momentum going. And I do want to keep the dialogue going as well, so that, when you see things or you have suggestions, add this, add that, let us know that. We may not be able to do it right away, but we want to know, because the more we know, the more we can do. The last thing that I would like to say is that we are so excited about having your children come back to school this year. We are just mega excited, and we want them to know that they can knock it out of the park. They really can. And I think Director Pearson said something very, very valuable, and that is we set the tone for them for the day before they ever get here, right? So we've got to make sure that, they're getting to bed on time. They should start practicing now. Don't tell them I said that. That they're, making sure that they're starting to read a little bit every night if they haven't been doing that. If they've got a sibling or a pit bull, they should be reading to the sibling or the pit bull, because that's the new thing. Yeah, well, I mean, that's a thing they do. It's actually a program. It's reading to pit bulls at the Humane Society. But you can read to anyone, a doll, the elf on the shelf, what have you. But every single day, they've got to read, every single day. And there's some wonderful resources at St. Louis Public Library that help parents with, how to get your children more engaged in reading, as well as suggestions for books. So with that, I'm going to say good evening and ask that someone move that we adjourn.
Second.
I think that means they want to go. It's been moved and properly seconded that we adjourn our meeting. All those in favor signify by.
Aye.
All those opposed, if anybody says no, I'm going to, okay. It's been moved and seconded and approved. Thank you.